comment from American Chungus. Shout out to top 3 white guy, American Chungus. Big fan of the streams and big fan of his arcade stick. He's got like a wood arcade stick. It's pretty sick. I had an interesting conversation with a friend about not being able to enter ranked mode without a good enough rank connection. Like having a speed checker in the game, so you're restricted to player match unless you have a good connection. And agreeing to do a ranked match that should lock you into the first of 2. Saying yes to the match means you have to play the full set. Okay, so I think there's some cool stuff in there. There are some good ideas and some bad ideas. So, the problem with having someone do a speed test as they queue into ranked the first time, or queue into ranked for the day, is even on a good connection, you may have dips that will pull you out of the ranked pool or not let you finish the game, right? Like you would finish a set and it's like, hey, guess what? Your connection in that last match was a little shitty. We have to pull you out of ranked. We're going to speed check you again in 5 minutes, then you can play ranked again. That one is a little hard to fully allow because of the fact that there's so many players on Wi-Fi, and Tekken would never get rid of their biggest part of the player base, which unfortunately is Wi-Fi. I think having a benchmark before you can play ranked for your actual hardware might be another way to resolve this issue, because some people play on good enough connections or decent connections but play on worse hardware than they should for the settings that they use, and it makes the game choppy, laggy, not feel smooth. Right, the hardware benchmark is probably the only real way you can do that, and maybe just adding a filter so that you can play against people who are on wired or Wi-Fi, depending, like what you want, right? I think that having a Wi-Fi filter is the easiest way to solve the first issue, right? And it's totally viable and fair. I think there should be more games with Wi-Fi filters because the vast majority of more competitively minded fighting game players don't want to play on Wi-Fi or play against players on Wi-Fi, because it just makes for a worse experience for both players. Now, for the second part, I love that. Racist camera, hello. I love that. The second part of this says, you are restricted to play, and agreeing to a ranked match should lock you into the first of 2. Saying yes to the match means you have to play the full set. So, there's another thing you could do here. Making it so that you don't get the points unless you finish the first of 2. Which means that if someone chooses to one and done, or chooses to 1 and 1, they don't get the points, right? It would let people who want a 1 and done and who want a 1 and 1 because they don't feel as if they can beat people still play the game, but it doesn't let them rob someone of points before the full set is complete. I think forcing someone to finish the set like they do Mortal Kombat style to get the points is great, because it means that if someone's connection does dip, or if their computer is too shitty, you can opt out of the set in the first game, or no contest the set with no penalty to either player. The player with the worst hardware doesn't just randomly get a win because their hardware is bad. Right? There are good things in what were said, but I think that there was like an easier way to refine it, right? Like locking them into the set and no one gets the points unless the set is finished, but if you gotta go, you gotta go, right? Maybe you gotta walk your dog, maybe your wife is literally in labor, you gotta fucking walk out the door, you gotta alt F4 out of that bitch and get on to the hospital, right? Maybe, just maybe. We don't want to punish those players. Well, what we should do is award the person who stays the points. So if you opt out, you don't lose points on the first game. If you leave on the first game for connection reasons, for whatever reason it may be, you don't gain points. You have to play the full set to be able to get the points. I think one, that would help with the win streak bonuses, not feeling so tilt-inducing, because then it would be 3 sets you win and you get a big win streak bonus and it feels really good. Or 3 sets you lose and you get a big lose streak bonus, right? Or you gain a big lose streak bonus isn't really the best way to put it, but that is the mechanic that is in the rank system for Tekken. And those things would feel less swingy in full set scenarios instead of getting 1 and done by Wi-Fi, 1 and done by bad hardware, 1 and done by a Ling player, and then you just lost a ridiculous amount of points. Really, truly, if we're honest, to no fault of your own. Right? I think, yeah, set streaks are way better an idea than a match streak. Because if I beat you 2-1 and then I beat the next guy 2-1, I don't get a ranked streak bonus. But if I beat 3 people 2-1, I get a streak bonus. And it means that I'm adapting as a player and becoming more well-rounded and being what's the word I'm looking for here? Being rewarded for it. 1 and dunning is what you reward when you make people only want to get one win and then get the rank streak bonus, right? You're putting them in a situation where they're like, I don't think I can beat this guy. I got the one. I can cheese this guy and get the fuck out of here. Next guy, okay, this guy's kind of ass. I'm going to beat him 2 games straight, get my big win streak bonus. Next guy, I lost to him once. I don't want to be anywhere near lose streak bonus. I'm going to get out of here. And that makes for a really volatile and non-competitive feeling ranked. That is how I feel about those changes. I think those could be good changes. I get penalized for losing one game then winning the next 2. Yeah. I also think the ranked points are really bad right now. And there's just not enough points given for winning and losing. Like, the points should be accumulated faster, especially if there are players that actually think that a ranked reset is a good idea. I think a ranked reset may be a good idea for gold ranks, just like for Street Fighter 6. They have ranked resets for Master Rank, which I am in, and ranked resets for Floor 10 or Celestial in Guilty Gear Strive. They reset only the highest upper echelon level of play because those players want to feel the best. I don't think you should reset Garyus and Mighty Rulers and Fusions and like green ranks and yellow ranks. They're still struggling to make it to their skill level, or they're just vibing at the skill level they're at, and that's okay. They shouldn't be penalized because everyone wants some sort of a ranked system. A ranked reset system. Yeah, I think anything like gold ranks and blue ranks, the point scaling is weighted more towards getting the streak bonus. If you don't get the streak bonuses, you're not rewarded very well, and it takes a long time to rank up. So if they've changed it so that you got points per matches instead of per games, right? Just like, it doesn't matter if you win 2-1 or win 2-0. It doesn't matter. You get the same amount of points, and if you win 3 matches straight, you get a big lump sum of points. If you lose 3 straight, you lose a big lump sum of points. It's going to feel worse when you lose, but it's going to feel even better when you win. Right? That's called loss aversion. You could even make the losses slightly less, right? You can make the wins, I don't know, 2.5 times points for the full set, and losses 2 times points. So you're still gaining more than you're losing, and it feels good to continually grind your head into the wall that is Tekken ranked to try to get better at it. Those are just my opinions of it, brought up by the one and only American Chungus, that I thought I would talk about for the YouTube. I'll be posting this first thing in the morning, Friday morning. You guys go ahead and let me know how you feel about a potential hardware monitor or hardware benchmark for getting into ranked, and a ranked set points instead of a ranked match point system. Comment down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel. This has been Beanie Thuggish for the YouTubes, talking about some random shit as always, signing out and saying peace.